talk about the classroom audio video system here. So what we've got is we've got speakers in the ceiling, we've got a projector on the wall, and we've got a place where you can plug things in, both audio and video. Let's talk about what's in the ceiling. You've got this white box up here, you see with the little dome on it, that's actually a light. And that light does a lot of things when we talk about intercom. It can be a lot of different colors. Intercom, we're going to go over that in more detail. Under normal operation, as soon as I put an audio signal to that, right now it's gone to sleep. It takes about 15-20 minutes and that thing just rests like most things do. The light goes off. As soon as that sees any kind of audio, not necessarily video, you'll see that light turn on and it will be white, it will be solid. And that will be normal operation. I'll fire things up and we'll see that actually happen. Inside of that is the brains. Now, that is not any user serviceable parts in there. That is just for technicians, basically, to may possibly need to get in there. You see that it's got a key on it. We'll give you some of those keys. They are all the same throughout the building.
Oh, that's not an access point.
It's not. That's the enclosure. It's got a processor inside there. It's got a processor, and most of the cabling, really it only deals with audio. In this particular system, the video never enters that. So that's good to know. If you have video not working, probably not going to have anything to do with that stuff in there. That really handles the intercom, the audio mixing, the receiving of the classroom microphones, and that kind of stuff. So if you need to get in there, you're a maintenance person, you don't have a key on you, pop the tile that is right next to, or pop the tile, there's a slot that keys fit in, and that's a little metal tab. And above each one, if you get up in there just in front of the key right there, there'll be a key.
Okay.
So that's really easy to get to. You don't really need to have keys on you.
Good to know.
Yeah. What you see there, the black hockey puck looking thing, that is a receiver for your classroom microphones. These microphones operate really quite differently than most microphones. They don't use radio frequencies, they use infrared light. And the reason they do that is so that it really doesn't leave this classroom. As far as the signals, you don't have a problem with having to have a different frequency for each classroom. That becomes a real problem. We don't have that many frequencies available to us from the CCC to do a. This school would be no problem, but the high school would certainly be a big problem. And so these classroom folks have come up with infrared. So it is directional. You'll notice that. If you bury the microphone, a microphone has got this window on it, and that is transmitting that light to that. So if you're trying to talk into it and you're doing this, it's probably not going to work. Or if you pass in front of something solid, it may skip a little bit. So just keep in mind that that's the case. Also, what that means is that these are not assigned to a classroom. I can take this mic and walk into any other classroom, and this mic would work, but it would not work. You couldn't walk in with 5 microphones and have them all work. Each system will only support one of these and one of these as it's configured right now. However, if somebody had lost theirs and they really needed it and could borrow one from some other teacher to get through a class or what have you, that would work fine. So, good to know. Here, let's test one. This is the student mic. This is the teacher mic. It goes around your neck. I just turned it on.
Okay.
Check 1 2. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. Turn it off. Now that volume, the overall volume of what comes out of the speakers. Testing 1 2 3. 1 2 3. This is the volume of overall volume. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. When it gets too loud, you start to get that feedback. Turn it down a little bit. This will mix this system. So if I'm playing audio through, if I'm playing some music, that music will continue to play. My voice will mix in with that. So that's how that behaves. And you see, now that I've done audio, the light turned on. So that will stay on until it goes to sleep. I think you've got 4 speakers. These grates, 1 2 3 4, in the ceiling of each classroom. Good to know that those are speakers. Other than that, you've got your projector. You've got this control panel that controls the projector. These buttons control the projector. This just controls the overall volume of our here, I'll just read them to you. You got on, off, input 1, input 2. This Blu-ray button does nothing. They just don't give us blank buttons. So we use the Blu-ray button. That does nothing. You got another button here that says call. That is an intercom call. And when folks press that, it will initiate a call to the office that you will then be able to talk back and forth to the office. We'll cover that in depth when we get into the intercom training. Below that, we've got AV mute, audio video mute. And basically what that will do is it will mute the audio that's just going to the projector. So if you've got audio associated with your video, when you hit AV mute, it'll mute that audio and you'll get a blank screen, you'll get a black screen on your projector. And that's kind of like a pause. You know, if you wanted to just take, here's the answers to your test, okay, look at them. Now you got to take the test, I'll get that off the screen that way very easily. We've got a freeze button. Now that will only freeze the image up there. Your audio will probably continue to play. So, but that can be handy for freezing an image and if you wanted to talk about something that's happening. So let's hit the on. Hear the projector beep. Takes a minute to warm up. I have got this laptop. Picture of the input right here. This is where our sources input. I think for the most part, you'll be using this and this. Top one is input 1 or HDMI 1 on the projector. This one here is input 2 or HDMI 2 on the projector. And that corresponds to your input 1 and input 2 on the control panel there. This here is an audio in to the system. So say I want to play my iPhone or something like that. I take a 3.5 millimeter cable, whatever adapter you need for your phone, plug in there, hit play, that works. The next one is an out. That would be for the assisted listening system, which you'll have, will turn over to you a kit that can be taken to any classroom. And that kit will consist of a transmitter and some receivers. You plug the transmitter into that gives audio, and now you're wirelessly transmitting basically everything that's coming out of the speakers, your microphone, your program audio, all of that. And then little belt packs, I guess you'd call them, that you hand to the student, and they would either put it in their ear or there's a neck loop that transmits into hearing aids. There's also a USB connection here. These projectors do feature some interactive functions. I don't know all about that. That USB connection goes directly to the projector, and the software that comes from the manufacturer that will allow you to use that and utilize whatever features that offers for interactive stuff. Okay. Place.
Wow.
Sounds pretty good. Not too loud. Of course, you play your favorite graphic videos and watch your buddy flip his boat. I think we got a great image there. Very clear. Good to go. Any questions?
The device in the center that picks up the infrared for the speakers,
Yes.
is that, where does, I mean, is that wired into that?
It is.
It
Yeah,
is.
and it's an RCA cable is all it is. It connects that to the unit. It's proprietary. That's made by Frontal, and the unit that receives it is made by Frontal. So
Okay.
that's how you have to do that one.
Can you run through the buttons one more time just for the video?
Yeah. On our control panel here, we have on, which is projector on. We have off, which is projector off. Input 1 selects HDMI 1 on the projector, which is the upper of the two HDMI connections on the plate. HDMI 2, it's the lower of the two HDMIs on the plate and corresponds to HDMI 2 on the projector. Blu-ray does nothing. Good to know, important to know. Call initiates an intercom call to the main office. Okay. AV mute mutes all audio and video. You just go to a black screen and all of the audio is muted, or the audio that is associated with the image on the projector, not all audio. If you were plugged into the 3.5 millimeter connector, that audio would continue to play. AV mute, and you hit it again, and it comes back. So that's a toggle. As is freeze. Freezes the image, but you hear the audio still going. Toggle it again. We're back in business.
When you go back and toggle again, does the image catch up with the sound? Like if
It will. You'll skip the pieces that you paused over.
Okay.
Correct, yeah, and it will stay in sync. You'll just miss a piece of it, however long that you were on freeze the image. It'll jump to where the audio was.
So this is all front row.
It is.
Where's the server?
Intercom server, and now these classrooms, minus the intercom, will function autonomously. So if for some reason the intercom was down, classroom systems are still going to work.
Okay.
However, that being said, all of this lives on the network, the computer network. This talks to that via IP addresses. So if the network went down, then surely it will not. This will no longer talk to that. You would probably find that you could plug things in there, and it might work if things were still set on the projector. You wouldn't be talking to the projector, and you wouldn't be talking to that. It is also possible that if things went very awry, it's very unlikely that it would take somebody punching in wrong addresses, trying to do some programming. But these are all addressed, and I've told this keypad to talk to IP address X up there. I could make this thing control the room down the hall, and if things got screwed up, it could absolutely do that. So keep that in mind. If some strange things start happening, my projector keeps turning off, and somebody says, my projector never turns off, and you say, well, every time you hit that button, this